Assalamu alaikum. Today we are going to start with the next application of uniform circular motion. In the last session we have studied about a vehicle when moving in a horizontal circular motion, then what type of forces are acting on it and what type of friction it is so that the vehicle can safely driven on the road. Now we are going to talk about the next well or wall of death. This well or wall of death is Maut Ka Kuha. I think you people have seen in the Numaish or in some functions. They are having a big cylindrical room which is made up of wood, and in that wood a person used to ride a two-wheeler or four-wheeler, and it said that it is Maut Ka Kuha. And this Maut Ka Kuha is nothing but it is a motion in which the vehicle is to be driven. So I have drawn a figure, and that particular room having a center C and radius R, and that vehicle is being shown by means of a point. A small point is that this point vehicle. This vehicle has following forces which are acting on it. First of all, it is the vehicular cylindrical room of radius R. The vehicle is driven in a horizontal circular path. Assuming vehicle to be a point, following forces are acting on it. First, the normal reaction. What normal reaction? See, normal reaction. That normal reaction acting towards the center. It is nothing but centripetal force. No, it is not a centripetal force. It is a normal reaction given by the wall. When vehicle is pushing to the wall is pushing the vehicle, and that is the normal reaction. Don't think that it is a centripetal force. It is a normal reaction given by the vehicle, given by the wall to the vehicle. Number two, the weight acting vertically downward. See the weight which is acting vertically downward shown by mg. The force of static friction Fs acting vertically upward between the wall and the tires. See Fs between the vehicle and the tires. It is holding the vehicle onto the rod onto the wall. This friction is static friction which prevents the downward slipping and is equal to the weight mg. So what is the first equation? The first, we have said that a static friction is preventing the vehicle from slipping. That means the weight and the vehicle force of friction are balancing one another. And this is the normal reaction which is toward the center. And which is balancing the normal reaction? The resultant centripetal force. So what we have said, N, the normal reaction, is equal to mr omega square. This is the centripetal force, or N is equal to mv square upon r. This is equation 1 and 2. Now, the weight is equal to static force, mg is equal to Fs. But what happened? The static force is always less than or equal to mu s n. Please note that when we say static force, this is the static force of friction between the vehicle tires and the horizontal wall. This is always less than or equal to mu s n, because n is the normal reaction and mu s is a coefficient of static friction. It depends upon the type of the wall. If the wall is very smooth, then it is less than that, and if the wall is rough, as I have said, normally they make the wall by means of wood, because wood provides much gripping to the tires. So all this particular Maut Ka Kuha is made from wood, wooden chamber. Or many a times in the circus also they are showing that Maut Ka Kuha, in that they are making by means of iron. It's an iron ball and it has a mesh. Why meshes are there? Because it provides the gripping to the tires, and the tires have a very good grip so that it can withhold the tires onto the wall. Now, mu s is less than or equal to Fs is less than or equal to mu s n, where Fs is the static friction, mu s is the coefficient of static friction, and n is the normal reaction. So we can say, if we put here, so what we can say, mg is less than or equal to mu s n. But what is n? We know from equation 2, mv square upon r. So we can get the value g is equal to mu s v square upon r, because m and m get cancelled. Or v square is equal to rg upon mu s, or under root rg upon mu s is equal to v. So we are having the value of v is less than or equal to what? under root rg upon m. So what we say, minimum speed is equal to rg upon mu s. This is the minimum velocity with which, or minimum speed with which, the vehicle can be safely driven in that particular मौत का कुआं. If the velocity decreases further, the person will fall on the ground. If it is more than that, there is no problem, he can safely drive. So what are the important notes? These are the important notes, are nothing but the questions which have been asked for both this vehicle moving in a horizontal circle and few of the additional things which are needed. So I have given the answer. You can go through that. It is for you, and it is very important because in MCQ, especially in JEE and NEET examination, they may ask this type of questions which are based on application. First, for vehicle on a horizontal road or well of death, we have assumed as a point. So note that when vehicle is moving on the horizontal road or on the well of death, we have said the vehicle is a point. Normally it is not a point. It may be a scooter, it may be a motorcycle, it may be a cycle, it may be a bicycle, or it may be a car, or it may be a truck. So it may be 2 or 4-wheeler, but we say it's a point. Second, when the vehicle is performing circular motion, all types, let it be 2-wheeler or 4-wheeler, will not have the same normal reaction. Why not the same normal reaction? Because when the vehicle is moving on a circular motion, the vehicle is moving on tires. When it is moving on the tires, and when you are taking, suppose, a right turn or left turn, all the tires are not having the same grip on a particular road. You may have seen that when we take a sharp turn, so what happens if we are taking the turn towards the left? So left hand side tires and the shock ups is pressed, whereas right hand side tires and shock ups are lifted. That means the load on the right hand side tires is less than the load on the left hand side. When we say load is different, then definitely the normal reaction will also be different, because normal reaction is nothing but the weight. Where you are having more weight, you get a more normal reaction, and where you are getting less weight, you are getting less normal reaction. Next, the centrifugal force acting on the vehicle at the ground level but above the ground level. So please note that the centrifugal force which is acting on the vehicle is not at the ground level but is above it. Vehicle is not at the ground level. It is not at the ground level but above it. Why it is above it? Because vehicle is having tires. Vehicle is not totally stick to the ground. It is somewhat lifted above, and hence the centrifugal force is above the ground, not exactly on the ground. Then we have frictional force is at the ground level, but the centrifugal force is above the ground. Friction is between the tires and the vehicle, but the centrifugal force is above it. So there are two forces which are separated by a distance, and when two forces are separated by distance, then what happens? You get a torque. So they have mentioned the word torque. And what is torque? Rotational motion. And because of this rotational motion, the vehicle get toppled. It get toppled because of this, and it may topple both 2-wheeler or 4-wheeler. Hence, on the racing track of 2-wheeler, the rider inclines the 2-wheeler with respect to vertical in the direction of circular motion. If suppose this is a 2-wheeler and he want to take a left turn, then he inclines like this. He never inclines like this. He will incline towards the direction. Why? So as to prevent from skidding or toppling up. That means he is reducing what? Centrifugal force towards the ground, because friction force is always towards the ground. So he is putting the centrifugal force below the onto the ground, so that there should not be torque which can change that particular vehicle and skid that vehicle. For 4-wheeler, the road should be banked to prevent the toppling. They have asked what you should do for the 4-wheelers. So we should bank the road. And what is banking of the road? Inshallah, we will do tomorrow. Today I am just giving you the points which are the answers to the questions which they have asked. The vehicle should be loaded by putting heavy material at the bottom. They have said how you have to load the vehicle. If suppose it is a truck, So where you put the heavy and the light material. So all the heavy material should be put at the bottom of the truck and light material on the top, because the center of gravity or the weight should be as close towards the surface of the earth, not above. Because if we put heavy on the top, then what happens, the weight is on the top and the frictional force at the bottom. So there is lot of difference between what, the frictional force and the centrifugal force, and due to which the vehicle may get toppled. So if you want to prevent it, you want to load the vehicle from the bottom. The size of the tire to be reduced considerably, so that the four-wheeler to be very close to the ground. This is the racing car. You may have seen the racing car. Racing car has very low clearance, which we say clearance. Clearance means the distance between the vehicle, bottom of the vehicle, and the road. The clearance is very small, because the tires, I am not saying tires are small. They have put the tires on the side. The tires are there, but they have made the clearance very small, because the centrifugal force should be on the ground. Even you may have seen the big trailers which moves the houses from one place to the other places. The tires are very small for big house trailers, because these truck, if they have a big particular tires, then what happen, the center of gravity will be above, the centrifugal force will be above, and the torque will happen, and when the truck will take a turn, it will fall down. Even in the racing car, this is for additional information I have given you. In the racing car, they put vacuum pump at the bottom of the car, so the car sucks the air from below and it tries to stick to the road. And hence on the racing track, you have seen they are driving the vehicle with more than 300 km/h. They are taking the turn with that speed, but they are not falling, because there are two reasons. Number one, the roads are banked, and number two, they have a vacuum pump which suck the air, and number three, the clearance is very small. It is very small, 3 inches or 4 inches, like that, only this much, 3 or 4 inches. That means you may feel that vehicle is nearly touching the road. Then when the four-wheeler topples first, they have asked the question, when the four-wheeler topples, which are the tires which will leave the road first. When four-wheeler topples first, front side wheel, that to opposite to the direction of turning. That means if it is taking the turn like this, so front tires, not on this side, if you are taking on the left side, right hand side tire, it will first leave the road like this, and the truck will topple. Then they have asked, so as to prevent the toppling, what they should do, the front tires should be properly gripped, so that the sufficient friction should prevent the toppling. And that is why I think, if you people have a truck or you have seen the truck on the roads, you will find that the front tires are having good grip and the back tires are having not so much good grip. If they put the new tires, they put the new tires in front, right? Because to prevent it from toppling. And one more thing I forgot to write here, all the trucks, cars, and everyone, they have the engine on the front side to prevent this toppling. Because if you take, so load is there, and this load will try to increase the normal reaction, and it prevents from toppling. So write down that thing also, that they have the engine. I am putting here engine load in front to prevent toppling. Then two-wheeler rider should make 45 degrees with the vertical while turning horizontal track, so as to prevent toppling. So if you are turning in a very high speed, you should make an angle of 45 degrees and then turn. Don't reduce the angle less than 45 degrees, it will skid. Don't increase above 45 degrees, you will topple. So both things are there, and that's why you may have seen when these racers drive two-wheelers on the road, they make angle 45 degrees while turning. And they make angle by touching the knee onto the racing track, and with the help of knee they make the balance and they make the angle 45 degrees. Then we have static friction, means friction provided by something which is not moving, that is static. Means something which is not moving is a static friction. Dynamic friction or kinetic friction, they are one and the same, is the friction under motion when both the surfaces are moving, like this. if this surface is moving like this and this surface is moving like this, when both the surfaces are moving, it is a dynamic friction. When it is moving but this surface is not moving, it is moving, it is a static friction. So two-wheeler and four-wheelers is providing static friction. But when you are skidding, that means the surface is moving and total body is moving, it is a dynamic friction. So you do not want dynamic friction or kinetic friction. What you want? Static friction. If your vehicle is trapped on the slippery or sandy road, then friction of the road has to be increased so that the vehicle should easily move. So they have asked the question, if your vehicle is stuck into a muddy soil which is slippery, how you can do that? So you can increase the friction of the road. Like I have given the example, if suppose oil is there on the road, so what you should do, you should put mud on it. So mud will provide the friction and the vehicle should drive safely. If you are stuck into a keychad, a sticky muddy, what we can say black cotton soil, so what you should do, you put stones in that soil. So the stones will provide the grip to the tires and your vehicle will move out. If you are stuck up into the sandy soil, what you should do, you should put a chain onto the tires so that the tires will have lot of grip because of the chain and you can move on it. Or if you are driving on the suppose on that particular land where there is a snowfall, ice, so on the ice there is no friction, so you may have seen the tanks. What are tanks made up of? They are made up of chains. These chains provide the grip to the tank and the tank can move easily onto the road. So these are the few things which I have given you. Go through all these question answers, make a good answers of it, and tomorrow inshallah we will start with the banking of the road. Banking of the road is one of the most important topic of this particular chapter. Pay attention in that, because either questions directly on derivation may be asked or they may ask numericals in it. Okay, thank you. Allah Hafiz.